Ça va, ça va, ça va, ça va, ça va. Hello, my name is Yinka Debeson and this is my Java application. So, the Java application I decided to do was the search engine. Here, let me just give you a brief description of what this search engine will do. This search engine will allow you to search for a word of your choice from a given set of 5 files to check which file has the best match with the chosen word. It will also display which file had the strongest match with the word and be placed into an array for display. Yes, that's the author, me, Yinka. Now, here are all my imports. These are all the imports that I needed to create this application, which is color, dimension, flow, layout, action, event, and listener, and array list. Here are the JavaX imports: JButton, frame, label, option, pane, panel, radio button, and text field. Now, this is the name of my class. It extends JFrame and implements the action listener. Now, these are the basic attributes here, and this is my array list attribute. This is my file processor attribute, sorry, and this is my JavaX attributes as mentioned in the imports. Now, this is the constructor, my search engine. Here, this is just the behavior of the JFrame. So I wanted a layout which, if I was to resize it, the components won't be disoriented and, very difficult to use. Here I set a size of 600 to 400 length by width, but this one kind of contradicts the flow layout because I set it to false, meaning that I cannot resize it. Now, I set the title to search engine, and this will have a background color of light gray, and I want this to exit when I press the X button over here. Now, I instantiated a few objects. So the first one I did was panel, and I set the color to CM. Now, the next one I did was the radio buttons, but I did 5 for each file. So I had 5 files and 5 radio buttons, and I labeled them 1 to 5. The next one I did was a label, and I set text as this. That's the first thing you will see. I made another text field, and I need a dimension import to set the size of the text field, which is 100 to 25 length by width. I had a file processor object called refer. This is just going to refer to the other class that I had, which we will get to very shortly. And I had a button object called search. I had the bounds of it to set the size, the text within the button, and I had an action listener because this button will need to be pressed. Here, I added all objects into the JFrame by order. So the first thing I want the user to see is the label, then the panels, and then the panels will have all the file radio buttons. Then it will have the text field beside the search, and you will be able to see all of it. And I use this one, set visible, to be true. Without this, we won't have a GUI. Now, this is the action performed method. Sorry. Now, if e.getSource is equal to search, meaning if the search button is clicked, I want this to be printed to the console. This text over here, this code. And if first file is selected, I just wanted this code to be executed throughout, just over there. Not going to get into it too much, but so on, so forth, throughout all this. Now, here, where am I? Here it is. Now, for the get text, if the user does not enter in a text, I use the JOption pane to show a message dialog, and this is what it will say. And also, if the record, which is the array list that I created, if it is empty, it should mean that the user did not select any file. So that's what I wanted it to print out. And at the end of everything, it will print out the record of the appearances of the word that I chose. Right? Now, let's get to the next class. This is my file processor. Here I had the attributes and I had the files that I will need for this one. Those are the files there. This is the constructors here. And I was using a scanner, so I needed a try and a catch. And I needed it for all 5 scanners here. And here, this is just the control. This is just where everything will be run. Now, for the files to use, I used a brands file. That's just all the brands: Nike, Adidas, Puma. I used the cars: Tesla, Hyundai, Audi, Mercedes. Countries: Ireland, England, France, Germany, etc. Foods, which would be apple, bacon, cheese, donuts, etc. And then finally subjects: maths, English, history, geography, music, biology, etc. Yeah. So now I'm going to run this and then I'll show you how it works. Yeah. So that's what it looks like. So that's the title there. As you can see, it's not resizable. And that's the label. It says, "Welcome to the search engine. Please select all files, then enter text." That's the panel. That was cyan blue. And those are the labels of my files. So that's the first file, second file, third file, fourth file, fifth file. This is the text field. This is where you'll be typing in your text. And that's the search button, which will execute this code over here, all this. Yeah. So now, for example, I have these. So now I will take brands, for example, and I will type, let's use Jordan, right? So if I go here and I type Jordan and press search, you will see over here, it will tell me which file it is present and not present in. So Jordan is a clothing brand, so you won't see this in cars, countries, food, or subject. You'll only see it in brand. So file one is the, I'll show you now. File one is the cars file. You won't find this brand in cars. So it displayed not found, word does not match. The next one is countries. It displayed not found, word does not match. The next one is food, displayed not found. Subjects, file 4, displayed not found, but in brands where it is, where the Jordan is, it displayed file 5 and word found. Right? And the appearance is just 1, because there's only 1 in it. And here at the end, it displays this is the record counting from file 1 to file 5, displaying the record of it. And that's everything. Thank you.